Well, good morning from our balcony here in Galveston. Our last day, or our last morning. It was a pretty decent sunrise this morning. They were predicting more rain and whatever, but the Lord gave us a break in the weather. You can't really see it so clearly. There we go. That's a little better angle. But got some break in the clouds, so we got to see some sunrise this morning. Did I say sunset earlier? I don't know. But anyway, just wanted to share briefly. Had a couple of dreams last night. I guess they were actually together. And the first one, I was watching as this person was being asked to kind of substitute for a building inspector. You know, if you're building a home or big addition or something like that, you'd have a building inspector come out and inspect the different phases of construction and make sure everything's okay before drywall gets done and all that. So in this particular case, this person had some knowledge of construction, but not a whole lot. And it just appeared to me that the person was getting in over their head. You know, there were things that they obviously didn't know, and unless you're trained, and even me, I mean, I had a 43-year construction career, and I wouldn't dare at this point, without training in the local codes and all that, you know, I wouldn't dare try to go and inspect anything, and I would only be qualified to do a handful of the inspections. I couldn't do the electrical inspection. I couldn't do the plumbing inspection. You know, those are not my fields of expertise. I was a carpenter mainly, but I did have some knowledge of those things, but not to the point of knowing what you can and cannot do. So, you know, I would even be, in my mind, disqualified from that, even with my experience. So, not that I couldn't get the training, but, and also the same person then kind of took a quick look at an airplane, like an inspection as well, and they had no knowledge of airframe and power plant stuff, and yet they were inspecting this aircraft, and clearly that's way out of line. You know, you've got to be a certified A&P or working for one that is certified to be able to work on an aircraft. So I felt like as I was praying about that, the Lord was telling me to be careful not to judge things I do not know. You know, and then this morning, interestingly enough, that one of the first things I saw when I opened it, in fact, it was the first thing I saw, somebody had posted on Facebook that supposedly this guy, Mangione, I forgot his first name, Luigi Mangione, the guy who they accused as being the killer, the CEO of the United Healthcare. You know, they were saying there's no evidence and all this other thing. Well, there's people that are saying all kinds of different things. There's people that are saying there's no evidence. There's people that are praising him for what he did, which is really sick. And there's people that are actually sharing the evidence that's been gathered so far. And so God only knows the truth at this point. I'm not his judge. I'm not his jury. So I'm not going to say whether he's guilty or not. I would really encourage all of us from this day forward to be careful in our judgments. We are to judge righteous judgment, by the way. The scripture does tell us to judge righteous judgment. But in order to judge righteous judgment, we got to know the ins and outs of the circumstances, the case, you know, because even our Messiah, Yeshua, Jesus, you know, when he was faced with the woman caught in adultery, you know, I mean, they said they caught her in the very act. Well, they may very well have, but where's the man? You know, the scripture requires that both the man and the woman be brought for judgment. The scripture also required that there be a fair trial with not only corroborating witnesses, but you know, credible witnesses as well, not just corroborating, because you can corroborate a story with people and claim something to be true when it may not be. So you've got to have witnesses that have good character. And clearly, if you've got a witness that's trying to condemn this woman without bringing the man, that's not credible. And then, of course, the final thing is the trial had to be conducted by the Levitical priesthood, and Jesus, Yeshua, was from the tribe of Judah, not Levi. So he was not biblically in his human form, being born of that tribe, from that tribe. He was not biblically allowed to make the judgment about her. So he rightly set her free for all those reasons. So we need to be very, very careful as believers to not judge. And I know there's circumstances in my life I'm not going to get into right now, but I know I need to be really, really careful myself. The tendency is, you see all these things and you hear all these things and you just come to snap judgments about people and situations, but you may not know the whole story. Even the scripture says that, when one person, shares something against somebody, it sounds right until the other parties listen to. So we've got to be really, really careful, when we're faced with situations, and endeavor not to judge. Anyway, God bless you all from Galveston. We're probably going to do a video later. We're planning on going on the ferry today as well. That was one of the last things Carrie's mom did while she was still alive, before she was confined to the house. So we're going to go and take that trip today. So God bless. Take care. Love y'all.